In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your audio from this
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald.
to this.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal.
So let's walk you through the tracks here. We have a voiceover track on track number 1 and the music bed on 2. On the voiceover track under the inspector, I have AI dialog leveler, and this is doing some wider dynamics with a 2 dB boost. And then on the channel strip, I have another dialog leveler here. Pretty much all the same settings, but giving another 2 dB a boost, so that's 4 dB of gain. And then I have a multiband compressor, and this is working on the mid-range of the voice. So let's listen to that in solo, and we'll watch the multiband compressor working on this range here.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald.
And if we solo that band,
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald.
if we shut that off,
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycle.
so taming some of the peaks here and just giving it a little more control. Got about 1.5 dB a gain on band 3 and about 2 dB on the master. Next in line, I have a de-esser. This just takes care of some of the sharp S sounds on this certain passage.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycling Series.
So when he says cycling series, so that just takes down a little bit of the sharpness of the S's. Now for the dynamics, I have a compressor and a limiter. The compressor is set to 2:1, and we're just getting a few dB of gain reduction here.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to...
But I have 6 dB of makeup gain. I have a limiter at -2, and this actually doesn't kick in, but it's just in case something goes over. Now, a big part of this is our EQ settings here. So I've rolled off some lows, cut out some noise right around 342, and then I gave it a little peak around 5K. So I'll shut this off and then kick that in so you can hear what this EQ is doing.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycling Series.
So this gives it a little bit of room to poke through in the upper end, and I'll show you why that's important. Next, we have our music bed, and this is where most of the work is going on. With the music bed, I do have a gain enabled because I had some clips for the intro, the middle, and the outro. So instead of doing the individual volume control on the fader through automation here, I just reduced it by 4 dB, about 4.5. Next in line is our dynamics. And this is where we have a sidechain compressor and a limiter going on. So with this compressor, it's also set for 2:1. I have no makeup gain because I don't want to increase the volume. But more importantly, I have sidechain on listening to the VO track. So whenever the dialogue starts, the signal will get reduced, and we'll show you what that looks like real quick. So it's going to stay quiet until the dialogue starts, and then you'll see this sidechain input meter creep up. And then you could see this attenuates a little bit once the voiceover starts. So we're getting about -5 dB, so that just quiets it down while they're speaking. And then when this passage is over, you'll see it'll bump up a little bit through here, and you'll see the limiter meter is actually at about -10, and that just keeps it from getting overly loud. So a little more dynamic control. Just taking a couple dB off there. So this is sidechain. This would be like when you're listening to an advertisement and the music starts as soon as the voiceover begins, the sidechain lowers that music bed in conjunction with the spoken word. And then the last part is the EQ we have on our music bed, and you can see this is a little more drastic. We do have some low end roll off. I have a little bit of noise here around 100 that I took out a few more dB on, but the big cuts are band 4 around 1K. I took out -13, and then around 4K for band 5, I took out about 8 dB. So if we look at our other EQ, a little bit above that, around 5K, we've got this peak. And then here we got a little dip that kind of gets into the 5K territory. Now let's shut this off, and we're just listening to the music track here. And you'll listen to the before after. It's still compressed, but you can hear what the EQ is doing just on the music bed. So it has a lot more bottom end, is a little more present without all these EQ cuts. But the point is to get the voiceover to cut through. So let's take this out of solo. We're going to listen to the whole thing. And then I'm going to kick the EQ on while they're speaking. And now you're going to hear how much clearer the voiceover gets when we use these cuts in the compressor.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycling Series. I'm super fired up to be your trainer for this journey down.
And then let's do it on the second trainer's example as well.
I'm iFit trainer Jenny Del Pozo, and it's time to strengthen your core and sculpt your body.
So you can hear her voice cuts through quite a bit more. His is a little bit decreased in volume, but it does cut through the mix quite a bit better. And then to wrap this up, I have on the bus a multiband compressor as well. Now this actually is taking in both the music and the voiceover, so it sort of ties it back in. I am giving it a couple more dB of gain. This is used just to get the overall level where we need it. I've got some gain here in the band number 3 at about 1.5, and the rest are just doing some slight compression and then the overall gain here on the master. So let's shut that off, and this actually restores some of that low end with the music when I turn it on and off.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycling Series. I'm super fired up to be your trainer for this journey down.
So it kind of glues it together. It's taming the vocal section a little more. In fact, if we solo this out, you can hear how that band's working.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to...
There's some highs in the music there, but at the same time, it's helping it glue together a little bit more. Let's check out band 2 and band 1 just to hear what that's doing on the lower end of the music.
I'm your iFit trainer, Yuri Hauswald, and welcome to NorCal High Intensity Cycling Series. Trainer for this journey.
So that's the multiband compressor on the bus. All right, so that's how you can get some clarity out of your voiceover by using some constructive cutting on your EQ and that sidechain compression to lower down the music bed whenever the voiceover is active. You can use this on kick drum and a bass, guitar and a vocal. The sidechain thing works pretty well. And then carving out the fighting frequencies to make room for one another is a traditional kind of trick in mixing. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Consider giving me a like and subscribe if you haven't, if you found this helpful. And I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.